Well, hello there trainers, greetings, KuroBlitz here, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while and I've been absent, but I really wanted to gather my thoughts about this great discussion. It's been amazing. We had a great Pokemon day in terms of updates for the mobile takeover, but we got Legends, a second Legends game. We got Legends ZA or Z2A, Z-A, Zeta, I don't know. I'm gonna call it ZA until we get a new title. But this has been amazing. I've called it. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that Kitakami was the fake Johto and that Blueberry was the pseudo Unova. I always knew that when it comes to hints, they were not hints for Johto or Unova remakes. They were fail-safes. They remake-proofed the heck out of it. And I'm very happy that we are going back to Kalos. The hints were always there, and I want to give my general thoughts, opinions, and theories for the matter. I'm going to make, other videos when it comes to Mega Evolution ideas and other topics, but just the general gist of the matter. I'm just so happy, man. Like, ever since we got Paldea, and we see, the northeast of the region, oh, it's just to make sure that this is not a Fortnite map, or it's not, it's to make sure that, people know that Paldea is a peninsula. They never really did that with any other region. So the hint was always there, even the initials of Area Zero, right? AZ. Granted, the ultimate weapon did not create the crater. I don't know why people had that stupid idea, but it was created with crystalline materials, so maybe AZ got some Terra, something from that. That I don't know, but man, I'm still in shock, okay? Just from my general voice, you can realize that I'm still in shock about this news. But in reality, it all makes sense because, we don't have the Kalos legendaries in the DLC for the Snack Sword stuff. And it always made more sense for, to revisit a region that was incomplete. Not rushed, incomplete. It always made more sense to visit a region and a generation that was incomplete rather than, trying to retell or tamper with two generations that already felt, complete. Because the thing about Unova and Johto is that if you want more Unova or a Black and White 3 content, you can go play Master ZX. If you want for a Johto with proper fauna and even a level curve, you have ROM hacks for that. Not really the best way to go on a mobile or trying to, hack a game, but I digress. We are going back to Kalos after over a decade, realistically. And it's going to be on 2025, and I'm really happy because they're taking their time, and it's going to be released on the 10th anniversary of when Pokemon Z, or at least the dual versions of those titles, were meant to, be released. This is amazing. It's probably going to be still in the fiscal year, so before March, well, before February, because it's Pokemon Day on the 27th, on a Friday. It's either January 31st, or, because Paris, it's the city of lights and the city of love, imagine if it's on February 14th, right, Valentine's Day. I think that would make sense, and it would be unique to have a Pokemon Legends ZA on Valentine's. As for Generation 10, I don't know if it will be in November, because Pokemon's copyright has 30 years in 2025, and yes, Diamond and Pearl was on the 10th anniversary, Sun and Moon on the 20th anniversary. It will make sense for Gen 10 to be on the 30th anniversary, but given how Game Freak is not on control of releasing games and the Pokemon Company International are more tied to it, I would not be surprised if the Generation 10 hype and the 30th anniversary hype would be two hypes different for 2 years instead of, trying to merge them in one. They would probably branch it in some aspect. But I really hope that, we get something in November. Do DLC for Legends. You didn't do that with Arceus. You did the update with Daybreak. Or give more spin-offs. Make sure that the 10th anniversary, it's in 2 years' time. Please. Make Gen 10 in the 30th anniversary, please. Now, when it comes to the Legends game, I'm very glad that it's Zygarde. I'm gonna be real with you. I would have not been against the idea, it would be for example, Victini, because it's not a Kalosian Pokemon, but it has French inspirations, or even Volcanion. That way it would be like Pokemon W, because it would be like 2 Vs, and it would be 2 fire types because of Team Flare. There is, you know, pretense for that. But as we know, Zygarde never got a game, so, you know, Zygarde needs its laurels. However, because the game is set entirely in Lumio City, according to the Nintendo Twitter page, this is going to be very interesting because I love the idea of a game just being in one city, right? Trails of Azure, Persona, Spider-Man, Arkham, GTA. It will make the city feel alive. We are going to feel more life in this Lumios than we feel in the entirety of Paldea, because we can actually visit buildings. It will be weird to get Zygarde cells in the city. That means it's not really doing a good ecosystem, unless if this is in the past, which is another topic, maybe it's in the catacombs, Zygarde, instead of being in Terminus Cave or something. However, because Mega Stones are also a thing, it would be very weird to have all Mega Stones in one city. If this is in the past, maybe they are very rudimentary because you don't have the Mega items, and maybe they will break and you have to recraft Mega Stones over and over again. And we do have a pretense for that in Scarlet and Violet by gathering Pokemon materials to make the TMs. But yeah, I really hope that, you know, Zygarde gets some love. I hope they don't... if it's in the past, I really hope that the ancestors are not just gender bands or one-on-one lookalikes. I want characters similar to, you know, Charm, Garrick, and even Leon. It's very obvious that, you know, Xerneas and Yveltal might get Mega forms, or maybe even Primal forms. I think it would be very interesting if they got, you know, Primal forms in some way. I would love for Xerneas to get the ground type of Zygarde, and for Yveltal to, you know, get the Dragon of Zygarde. Granted, it would be 4 times weakness to, you know, the Fairy of Xerneas, and it wouldn't have no step for Oblivion Wing, but at this point, make Oblivion Wing a dark move that causes flying damage similar to Hawlucha's Flying Press. And as for Zygarde itself, I feel like Zygarde deserves at least 3 new forms. A 5% form that's based on the Ravens of Odin, a 25% form that's based on the Goats of Thor, and a 75% form that's based on the Pegasus of Valkyrie. That way, with multiple ZA save files, you can have a whole team of 6 forms of Zygarde in the Gen 10 metagame. And I really hope that this means that if we don't have abilities or PvP, like, you know, in Legends or Let's Go or BDSP, at least make the Gen 10 meta be these new Mega Evolutions, damn it. As for the A in the title, it's probably a new legendary, probably the creature that's, you know, in the Radiant Chamber of, you know, Diantha in the Pokemon League. It would be interesting if it was Ratatosk, that's, you know, the squirrel that travels around the World Tree, Yggdrasil. It would be very funny because, you know, Pachirisu won the 2014 VGC. It was, you know, the X and Y meta, right? It was the only time. Then it was Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Imagine if it's like a lookalike or original fake of Pachirisu, and that's the legendary. It's called Achirisu or something. Like, that would be so funny. It would be so funny, man. As for returning Mega Evolutions, I feel like maybe if you don't have Rayquaza, the Latis, Mewtwo's, and Aerodactyl if it's in the past, like, if you really want to incorporate them, only Hoopa would make sense, but even then it's kind of a stretch, realistically speaking. We have Megas for not the Cowl starters, like, we don't have them confirmed, but they will probably get it, right? They will probably get Megas. Maybe Ash Greninja, it's like Mega Greninja A for Ash and Aura. Or maybe it's a static encounter like Blood Moon Ursaluna is in Kitakami. This would mean that the revamped version of Battle Bond that, you know, it boosts attack, special attack and speed every time you defeat a Pokemon, kinda like how you boost attack with the Moxie ability, this would be, you know, for all the Kalos starters. They would not need Mega Evolutions, they just get Bond transformation as in Japanese, so it will be like Battle Bond activates this, and maybe, you know, the Megas would be for the Legends type starters. Granted, in our case we only have a mix because we got BDSP, so we didn't need Sinnoh a second time. However, depending on the starters that we get, like, the popular opinions are Piplup, Snivy, and Scorbunny. Funny enough, the initials are PSS, so we get a bird, a reptile, and a mammal. If they got regional variants, that would be cool, but how can you have regional variants in a city? It would make more sense if we got regional fakes of these starters, so we get 9 new Pokemon, or, because of the Zygarde cells, unlock a branch evolution that we never heard about. If this game is set in the past, during the Haussmann restoration of Paris from 1843 to 1927, we get, you know, the Eiffel Tower in 1889 right in the middle. However, it would be very cool if this would, you know, with the World Fair and the World Expo, be in 1896, a century prior Red, Green, and Blue, since X and Y had their Kantoisms. Thank you so much for the support, trainers. Make sure to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. KuroBlitz out.